Initiating login sequence. Welcome to Alyx's world.
Welcome to Alyx's world, a safe space for wrestling fans like you. I am your host, Alyx, just Alyx, and I want to take this quick second to give a shout out to Mr. Kurt Luttrell, who donated during the intro there. I apologize that it didn't show, but Kurt Luttrell with the $4.99. He says, "I know that pain all too well. Bullying and other abuse. It's disgusting." I couldn't agree more. Thank you for your donation. Today we're going to talk about AEW, All Elite Wrestling's Double or Nothing 2020 pay-per-view. I actually bought the show. $49.99, $50. Look, the week was rough. It was a rough week for wrestling. And kind of me personally, but I kind of figured, you know what? Maybe AEW can just, even for just a couple of minutes, take my mind off of everything that happened this week. And I gotta say, I feel like this show did exactly that. I think AEW's Double or Nothing 2020 is gonna have a lot of significance when it comes to this this company's legacy. Because during a time where people are unsure of how things are going to turn out tomorrow or the next day or the next week or so, in this time of uncertainty, AEW is still doing what it can to entertain us. And I know it's got to be killing them, knowing that they will not have an audience for a while. But to its credit, unlike WWE, AEW is managing somehow to make it work. Because I thought tonight's pay-per-view was a great show without a crowd. Imagine if it had a crowd. They did everything they just did with an audience. Imagine that.
Will you want to watch and review final season for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. on Wednesday?
I will be watching the season, yes. Reviewing it, I have no idea. But yeah, definitely check that out. Thank you for reminding me about that. Anyways, yeah. Great show. I just have to say it. If you don't watch anything on this pay-per-view, you have got to watch that Stadium Stampede match. Matter of fact, go watch it right now. You can pause this review and come back to it. I am willing to let you skip this live review to go watch it. Now, most of you watching this now have already seen it. But if you're looking at this review as a reason to go, is this worth my time, or I'm going to skip it, it is worth your time, first off. But go see that main event. Even if you don't want to watch the entire review, if you don't want to watch the entire show, I get it. You need to see the Stadium Stampede match. It is the greatest thing I have seen that is not a wrestling match. All these cinematic matches we've been seeing for a while now, this is easily the greatest thing I have seen not involving wrestling, in a sense. Although it had a wrestling ring and referees and stuff. It's one of the greatest things I've seen in a while. You need to go see it. Trust me on this. But we will break down the entire card from top to bottom, from pre-show to the main event. And when I am done, I am going to you to ask your opinions. So give me your thoughts about AEW Double or Nothing 2020 down below in the comments and in the live chat if you are here watching me live. Let's pay some bills. If this is the first time you're watching me, I apologize for the somber opening. I just thought it was appropriate. But if you like what I had to say and you want more, do me a favor. Like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. While you're at it, help expand the brand by doing the following. Buying yourself a t-shirt today at Pro Wrestling Tees. Get yourself a Deluxe Man t-shirt. And also, Alyx's World t-shirts, new school and old school, at Pro Wrestling Tees. And, let's not forget, we're also on Teespring. The link to both of them are down below. Also, like me on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter at VX1. Alyx's World. Give me a follow on Instagram while you're at it. Check out the subreddit, The Wrestling Safe Space. Email me at justalyxsworld@gmail.com. Most importantly, you can donate using PayPal, Patreon, and Super Chats are officially on. If you have a Super Chat that you want to be shown here in the live broadcast, do so at any point in time. It will play during the broadcast. I will stop and let you get your opinions out. Also, when I'm done, and I've said what I need to say, I will be going to the live chat to get your opinions. So I see that super chat coming in. I will let that play in just a second. Let me give a couple of shout outs. Adam Ritter. Tried to get it in. I was too slow.
On a less serious note, Don was a great show. Almost every match delivered. Also, although I loved them, I bet Corny almost had a heart attack from those Ladder and Stadium Stampede matches.
I don't give
Tears
a
of joy, tears of joy, tears of joy, tears of joy.
Tears of joy. I don't give a damn what Jim Cornette has to say right now. During this very depressing period, I'm not trying to hear some old man get on his high horse and go, "You damn kids!" He hates it, he can hate it. I loved everything about that Stadium Stampede, and I actually enjoyed the ladder match as well. But anyways, let's get back to this live chat. Give a couple more shout outs and I'll get to the review. The Beep Jr., KB Brown, Gemini Valdez, King Switchblade, Tino YT, True Fighter 901, Nathaniel Lugo. Is it Lujo or Lugo? Glenn Hunt, Crusader Gamer, Jordan Williams, Zachary Hain, Joseph Winters, AJ Invoice, Sam P. Boone, with another super chat coming in. And
which one will be better, NXT TakeOver in the House or AEW Double or Nothing?
it's kind of early to decide that. We haven't seen TakeOver yet, buddy. Let's wait until TakeOver happens and then ask me that question. Let's see here. 3 more. Austin Fan 25. Malik Hiltz and Latrell is here. If I don't say your names, not because I hate you. I love you all. Thank you all for joining me. The early audience is usually the most active. I think this is going to grow. I think it's already past 100. Oh yeah, we are definitely past 100 viewers right now. So, let's not waste any more time. Let's talk about Double or Nothing. And I just need to say this really quickly as well. Thank you. Thank you to all the wrestlers, the commentators, Jim Ross. Thank you to Excalibur, Tony Schiavone. Thank you to the announcers, the production crew, Tony Khan. You are putting your lives in danger weekly during this pandemic. Now, I know you tape your shows sporadically and sometimes you'll go live. I get that, but you're still putting your lives in danger for us. And we don't appreciate you enough for it, so I'm doing it now. Because it does need to be said that wrestlers are probably the most hardest working people on the planet. And they don't get enough respect for all the pain, the trauma, the lonely days, the good and the bad that comes with the life of being a wrestler. We don't appreciate them enough. But during this horrible period in our human history, it's good to just appreciate them while we have them. let's talk about this pre-show match. The buy-in between Private Party and the Best Friends to determine the number one contenders of the tag team titles. And I thought it was a good match. I'm still waiting on Private Party to have their major push. I think this is one of those tag teams that, I don't know, like AEW is kind of sleeping on them. I feel like they could do a lot more for the company if they were to be given the ball. But, you know, I get it. You kind of want to let the other tag teams have their day in the spotlight first. They're clearly high on Best Friends. They see a lot in Trent. They're putting a lot of stock in him, at least. And, of course, they're popular because of Orange Cassidy. So, yeah, all right. They're clearly building them up to potentially win the tag team titles. And I'm okay with that. I just feel like Private Party is a team you should be really trying to invest in. But that's just me. They're still young. You can save them for the future. Good match. Pre-show match, too. Imagine that. Good pre-show match. Wow. Could have been on the main card. But it was meant to get our appetites wet, and it had stakes to it. So I appreciate that. Alright, so the first match we're going to talk about here is the Casino Ladder Match. The Casino Ladder Match, which I believe featured the debut of a new wrestler. And ladies and gentlemen, that new wrestler is Roman Reigns. No, I'm joking. Wouldn't that be crazy? Yeah, right. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. It's the man they call Cage. If you watch Lucha Underground, you'll get that reference. And I hope she comes as well. Melissa Santos. Love her. Brian Cage debuted in the match. He is the mystery participant, and I thought he looked great. I've always been a fan of his. I've always felt he was someone that could carry a company on his back. He's a natural main event player. He does some amazing things. He can talk. He can believably put anyone over somewhat. Okay, there's certain people he can't just lose to. Didn't he lose to Tessa Blanchard one time? Okay. But you know what I mean? It's like, he's a good athlete. And you need someone like that in the main event picture to give it some more meat. So as soon as I saw him, I'm like, yeah, he's winning this. Now, as for the rest of the match, it was a bit sloppy. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like Kazarian was off his game. It felt like he was botching a lot of his spots. I don't know what was up with Kazarian. He wasn't on it today. I did like the dissension between him and Scorpio Sky. SCU partners. I thought Darby Allin was a psychopath. Is a psychopath. Taking these insanely crazy bumps. He did a goddamn skateboard dive off the top of a 20-foot ladder. Missed. Kazarian would have killed him, by the way. I'm serious. You had Kazarian set on top of a ladder down here. He was on top of a 20-foot ladder with a skateboard. He was going to jump off that skateboard and decapitate Kazarian. It would have killed him if he didn't move out the way. But he did. So I guess a man didn't die, but Darby Allin basically broke his kneecaps somewhat. Lord have mercy. I miss Phoenix. I hate that Phoenix was injured and could not participate in this match because I feel like he would have made it even better. And you can tell he was sorely missed. This was supposed to be a highlight match for Phoenix. You can just tell, like, this match just didn't feel right without him. When Cage got in there, it got better, but I don't know. Like, everybody else, Janela, who did a really cool spot, by the way, a freaking Death Valley driver off the ring apron. That was sick. But everything else was just kind of, alright. Ho-hum. Basic car crash. And then it went like 40 minutes, right? It went kind of long. A match that went that long didn't really have that much to discuss. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm looking at this. Let me see. Who was in this match? It was Darby Allin, Colt Cabana. Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy. Freaking Orange Cassidy apparently is so lazy that he can't set up a ladder and climb it. But then for some reason, as the match went on, he just remembered, oh wait, I can climb a ladder. There was no real story behind it. He just started climbing ladders all of a sudden. Like, it started off with, oh, I'm lazy. I don't want to do it. And it would have been nice if, like, someone hit him, a switch flipped, and then he took it seriously, and then he, okay, I'm done being an idiot. I'm going to actually climb this ladder. No, it's just, I can't, okay, I can't reach it. And then he goes to the commentary table. So how do we win the match? It's like, okay. I get that's the point. He's a troll, I guess. But, let's see here. Kip Sabian apparently has an entourage. Penelope Ford and that other guy. Who was the other guy's name again? I forgot. I'm serious. It was, y'all remind me. It's escaping me. And Luchasaurus, who didn't really do much in this match. He had a nice little moment with Brian Cage, but outside of that, Luchasaurus was kind of there. Like, whoa. Like, he's one of the most popular talents you got, and you didn't do much with him. But yeah, Brian Cage was the focus of the match. As soon as he got out there, he just ran through everybody. Did a freaking well, I don't even want to call it an F5. It was like an F10 or an F100. Like, he had Darby Allin up for the F5, but then he just, whoa, spun his ass in the air, and he spun like, I swear, he hung in the air and spun like a spin top for like 5 seconds and then fell. I'm not joking you. It was crazy the way he hurled him in the air. So like an F500 or something like that. I don't know. And then freaking buckle bombed Luchasaurus through a table or a ladder, whatever the hell it was. And then he wins the match. He gets the casino chip at the top. And yeah, he will be challenging for the world championship at some pay-per-view in the future or at some event. And Taz apparently is his manager. Cool. Seriously, I think that's cool. Taz is a great mouthpiece. So, although Brian Cage can talk, he doesn't need to. He has Taz, who's an even better talker. Survive if I let you. Ooh. That's gonna be good.
It is Jimmy Havoc.
Jimmy Havoc, yeah, that guy. Shows you how much I care about him. Okay, so I did want to take a second and talk about what they opened the show with. They did a very nice tribute to the first responders of the coronavirus outbreak. And let me just say this. I appreciate that AEW is not afraid to talk about what the hell is happening in our world. I hate that WWE likes to pretend that nothing's going on. Like, okay, at WrestleMania they mentioned it, but they don't want to say coronavirus. Guys, we're in a pandemic. There's a reason why there's an audience that's not there. I'm just saying, let's not pretend that everything's okay. AEW at least acknowledges everything's not okay. We're in a pandemic, we're all struggling, and these are the heroes. And I think that was really sweet and really cool of them to do that. It makes me respect the promotion, and it makes me want to see them succeed. And even more so, I was so happy to give the $50 to this show for little things like that. Little things like that just make it all the more sweeter to spend your $50 on a company like this, because that's so goddamn cool. I hope I'm not the only guy that spent the $50 though. Like, this show deserved to have at least 100,000 buys. It might actually get more. But yeah, really solid. I'll go really solid opening ladder match. And Brian Cage will go on to fight the winner of the world title match. We'll get to that match in a second. Next match is MJF, Maxwell, Jacob Friedman versus Jungle Boy Jack Perry. The future of the company. The feature? The feature. Not the future, but the feature. The future of AEW. Both men have a lot of potential. Both men are showing great signs of main event potential, especially MJF, who's just too good for someone his age. I really enjoyed the match because it was old school. It was something different. Usually we have this, I don't want to say PWG style, but I had nothing else to base it off of. A lot of matches nowadays are spot. No real storytelling to it. This was pure storytelling with spots here and there. And I liked it. MJF was the cocky asshole who thought he was too good for Jungle Boy, and anytime Jungle Boy got something over him, he got pissed off. And there were spots in the match where Jungle Boy was matching him bit for bit, move for move, slap for slap. And I really enjoyed that. Lots of crazy spots. I thought it was a really good match. It was a great match to follow what probably should have been a much better ladder match. But again, losing Phoenix hurt the match. Because I feel like if Phoenix was in that match, it would have been a lot better. But what can you do? Still a good match. And MJF won with a lucky pin. It was a lucky pin. So they're continuing his undefeated streak. Singles streak. More than likely, he will end up fighting, if I'm right, he will end up fighting Jon Moxley in the future. Whatever show they're going to have in September. Is that All Out? I think it's going to be All Out. Sure, All Out. Whatever show they're having in September, that will probably be when Moxley fights MJF, as he should. So, can't wait for that. But yeah, good match. Can't complain too much. Alright, I believe the next match is the TNT Championship, if I'm not mistaken. It is. It is a match that I thought was going to happen a lot later on, but what do I know? Cody Rhodes, or Cody, although he has the rights to his name now, but alright. Cody, the American Nightmare, will be taking on Lance Archer. And in his corner, we have Jake the Snake Roberts. In Cody's corner, we have Arn Anderson. And then representing the Enforcer, we got Iron Mike Tyson. By the way, Mike looks good. How old is Mike Tyson? Let's find out together, because I don't even know how old this man is. Let's do a quick Google search real quickly. I think I can get this done real quick. 1 second, guys. Okay, it's taking a little bit longer than I wanted it to. Alright, here we go. How old is Mike Tyson? 53 years old. Are you serious? That's one of the best looking 53-year-olds I've seen in a long ass time. He looks good for 53. He got muscles. He looked jacked. I want to look that good. I'm 53. Shit. Get it, I'm not going to call him Grandpa. If you call him Grandpa, he'll find my house and knock me out. I swear to God. All right. Let's get to the match. It was good. It was a good match. I guess for me, this is the type of match that needed an audience. This match would have been so much better if a crowd was there. There was a lot of downtime and spots where you're supposed to get a crowd reaction, and it just, yeah, I mean, you had the wrestlers on the outside making noise, but it's nothing like an audience. I appreciate them trying to compensate for the lack of an audience with the wrestlers out there and in the stands. I think that's good. But for matches like this that, you know, it's to crown the first ever TNT champion, I don't know. It was missing something. And I think that was it. Still a good match, though. And in a shocker of an ending, Cody beat Lance Archer. Now, I don't know why Arn Anderson got himself thrown out. He interfered in the match, and I don't know why he did that. I think it was during a spot where Lance Archer was climbing the ropes, and Arn just decided to knock him off the ropes. The referee saw it and said, "Why'd you do that? You're out." It's like, "You idiot!" And then Jake the Snake Roberts tried to bring in a snake, and then Mike Tyson took off his shirt and said, "Bitch, back the fuck up." And then Jake was like, no. Man, The way Jake was jumping around, like, he was hopping and screaming, like, whoa, Jake still got moves. Wait a minute. Now, Jake used to be a quick son of a bitch. But he ain't what he used to be. He ain't no spring chicken. But still, the way Jake was hopping around, like, no, brother. That was actually pretty crazy to see him move so quickly. But yeah, Cody Rhodes won. Cody Rhodes is now the first ever TNT champion. And just to give my quick thoughts on the title, it's not finished yet. So all we have is a red leather strap and silver or white plate. They haven't put any gold on it. But from what I can see, and maybe I can find it real quickly, I think I have a picture of it on Twitter. We can look it up for those who don't use Twitter. I'm going to pull it up real quickly. TNT Championship. Okay, here it is. So let's switch. Yeah, let's switch the covers here. I'm going to zoom this in. Turn it that way. There it is. Alright, so that's the TNT title. It's basically silver and red. Now, looking at it, it's not too bad as it is. But here's the thing. It's not supposed to be silver. It's supposed to be gold. That's supposed to be a gold plate. And the people who usually make the belts aren't working right now because quarantine. So the belt's unfinished. Once it's finished, it will actually have a gold plate. Like you see the side over here, Nyla's belt. Basically that. And looking at it with a gold plate, okay. That would look pretty awesome. Yeah, I actually would be okay with that. So give me your thoughts on how it looks now, and do you think it will look better with a gold plate? But congratulations to Cody Rhodes. I suppose he will go on to defend that belt against Darby Allin? Because if MJF is fighting Jon Moxley, I guess Darby Allin versus Cody is the right match to do. My personal opinion. So yeah, looking forward to this. I'm saying All Out's already shaping up to be a really good show. If those are your two main event matches, we're already set. You can have my money right now. That's a stack card already. They gave us updates on Britt Baker. Britt Baker was supposed to be fighting Chris Statlander on this show, but this past episode of Dynamite, she injured her leg. It's a fractured bone, and I forgot what the actual name of the injury is, but apparently on Wednesday night she will be there to tell us how long she'll be off TV or out of the ring. It looks like they're still going to use her for TV. That's just it. It's looking like that Britt Baker is still going to be on TV. It's not like she's gone. They might just keep her around to cut promos and be a character and make money that way and just not have her wrestle, which I don't know. Like, personally, that's the reason I fell in love with her to begin with, her character. Is that going to be okay, though? Are we going to be able to make that work? I mean, if you can, go for it, but we'll find out Wednesday. Okay, so the next match, I believe, is the Chris Statlander match. And Chris Statlander took on Penelope. I can't speak English right now. Penelope Ford. Now, okay, for some reason it's not pulling up Penelope Ford's photo. Alright, so I do have a photo of Chris Statlander and Penelope Ford, but it's not pulling it up. Oh well, who cares? So, I'm not going to have much to say about it anyways. The match was decent. I'm not hating on Chris Statlander, the alien, the world's greatest alien wrestler, and super bad girl Penelope Ford, who is smoking hot, by the way. Kip Sabian, you lucky bastard. It's just, My issue with this is not just matches here in AEW. I don't see it as much in NXT, but even with WWE Raw and SmackDown, these women don't lay in their spots. They don't lay in their shots. Like, sometimes when they're going to hit a clothesline or a suplex, it's one of those, You're a false one who just, That. They do that, like, and then they sell it like, like, play. The whole point is to be stiff with it, be firm with it, but do it in a way where you're not actually hurting them. Like, that right there sounds like it hurts, but you're just hitting it in a certain way. Looks like it hurts, sounds like it hurts, but it doesn't really hurt. You know what I mean? And if I sell it, God! You know, I'm not a wrestler, what am I doing? But it just feels like to me, these women aren't really making it believable enough. It really does feel like they're trying to protect each other, which is not the point. You're supposed to make it look like you're trying to hurt them when you're actually protecting them. Not make it so obvious that you're trying not to hurt the other that it comes across fake. And I kind of felt like this match was that. So, wasn't too bad. I'll say it was decent. But we can do better, ladies. Chris Statlander won that match. And then we got one of my favorite parts of the night. We got Shawn Spears taking on Dustin Rhodes. Now, Shawn Spears came out and pulled a Shawn Michaels from Montreal 2005. You had Shawn Spears come out in a suit and he's all like, Dustin Rhodes is not here. And then Dustin Rhodes music hits and he's like, oh my God, he's coming. Oh my God, he's coming. He's coming. And then he doesn't come. The music keeps playing, and then he looks behind him and goes, psych! Like Shawn Michaels did to Montreal in 2005, twice, by the way, with Hulk Hogan and Bret Hart. Got your hopes up just a little bit, didn't I? One of the greatest heel promos of all time. So Shawn Spears pulled a little bit from Shawn Michaels. But then Dustin Rhodes' music hits the second time, and out comes Dustin Rhodes. And then what we see is one of those entertainment matches where Shawn Spears is getting stripped naked, and Dustin Rhodes is whipping his ass, and Shawn is doing what he's doing best, being a heel, looking good making the babyface look good, so we can all appreciate him more, and that is what it is. I appreciate Shawn Spears for what he does. I personally, was that a gunshot? Oh, okay, that was weird. And I'm okay. Not knowing anyone shooting here or nothing. We have next door neighbors who like to pull out guns and shoot in the air. Pull! Yeah, those kind of people. Anyways, yeah, Shawn Spears was basically selling his ass off for Dustin Rhodes, making him look good, and there you go. Decent match overall. Not much to really take home. In my personal opinion, it was just there. But I liked it. It was a nice little filler match. So, from this point in the show onward, it just went from being, alright, this is an alright show, to being, oh my God, this show is great. The next match is for the women's title. Hikaru Shida versus Nyla Rose. Let me just say this about Hikaru Shida. It took me a while to get behind her, because I'm sitting here watching this girl wrestle, and I'm like, who the hell is this girl? And I've been watching her for months. I think she's a good wrestler, but my thing was, who is she? Why is she walking around with a kendo stick? Why is she interested in the samurai culture? I don't get it. What is the deal with this woman? It wasn't until, like, recently, like, since the pandemic, that I started becoming a fan of Hikaru Shida. I started realizing that, wait, she's a gamer, she does streams, she's a cosplayer, she's an actress, and she's smoking hot! Like, oh my God. Now, how long it took me to realize this? Too long, because she's always been smoking hot, when I think about it, but recently, she let her hair down. She's been working her expressions. Like, she stopped smiling. For some reason, when she doesn't smile, she's hotter. When she's a white bread baby face, smiling, you're like, who the hell is this? But when she gets rid of the face and she's all serious, it's like, konnichiwa. You know what I mean? Like, konnichiwa. You all of a sudden know Japanese. So, I have to say this was her breakout performance. This was the match that just sold me on Hikaru Shida. I'm a fan now. This was a great match. Nyla Rose. We talk about big women.
Love the Tifa from FF7 cosplay waifu material.
Oh yeah, waifu material. I agree. And that was something I kind of realized a little too late. She was cosplaying Tifa from Final Fantasy VII. Because they just released a Final Fantasy VII remake game. I do have it. See? I have it. And I'm already on my second playthrough. It's worth the money. It's worth every bit. Might do a review on that. Anyways. Yeah, so she was cosplaying as Tifa. And if she does more of the cosplaying stuff, I'll love her even more. Like, really expand upon her, because she's a good talker. Look, her English is actually pretty good. She can communicate very well in terms of English. And, if she needs to be bilingual and do media for the Japanese market, we can use that too. But man, like, I think she's great. It took me a while to get behind her, but now I'm just like, wait, this chick is really good. But Nyla Rose, like, when it comes to big women's wrestlers, I think she might be the best one we got so far. Alongside Aja Kong and, I guess, Awesome Kong, if she is a wrestler. She's still wrestling. I'm assuming. Well, it doesn't matter. Nyla Rose is easily one of the best big women wrestlers we have today. Because she's great. There was a spot in the match where she put, what was it? It was a table. It was one of those casino tables. I don't even know what it's called. But she put Hikaru Shida through a casino table. She looked into the camera and went, always bet on black. I had to remember the line. Always bet on black, which came from Wesley Snipes. It took me a while to catch it. I was like, wait, who said it again? Wesley Snipes. Always bet on black. Died laughing. She is one of those talents who really doesn't need a belt. They gave her the belt to help the belt. But Nyla Rose is great. Matter of fact, you could have Nyla Rose fight the men. You want to do something a little different? Have her fight for a men's title. I think Bully Ray said on his podcast, forgot what it was called. Whatever podcast Bully Ray is on, Busted Open Radio. Busted Open. He said he would like to wrestle Nyla Rose. If he was to have an intergender match, he would wrestle Nyla Rose. Because she is that believable. To which I say, book it. But anyways, great match all around. These two beat the piss out of each other. Stiff shots. They went all over the arena. Love the ending where Hikaru Shida broke the candlestick over the head of Nyla Rose and hit that running knee. She pulled that shit back and said, boom, at the back, at the wall, it is gone. Home run. She knocked the shit out of Nyla Rose. And it was awesome. And as a result, Hikaru Shida is your new AEW Women's Champion. Well deserved. And it really was a very special moment for her because she dedicated the match to Hana Kimura. Hana Kimura, as you guys know, just recently passed away. The 22-year-old girl who committed suicide because of cyberbullying. Yeah, that felt right. That felt like a great tribute to her friend. And, you could just see, after the match is over, you can see Hikaru Shida in tears, all emotional, crying, because she realized that this is a very special moment for her. And it should be. For many reasons. Not just because this is your first championship in AEW, but what it represents. You did it for a friend. You did it for a cause, and I appreciate that. So this was a great match. This was a really, really good match. Is it the best women's match so far? Well, in AEW, I don't know, cause I don't know. I kind of feel like actually it might be. I'm gonna have to go back and see. Because there's been a lot of really good women's matches so far this year. But it might be. I don't know yet. But yeah, congratulations to the new women's champion. Not Nyla Rose, Hikaru Shida, sorry. They did announce that All Out 2020 is the next pay-per-view. And it will premiere, September 5th. I was right, September 5th. Awesome. Couple of months to prepare for it. And again, if the card for All Out features MJF versus Jon Moxley and Cody Rhodes versus Darby Allin, you have my $50 already. I'm already going to pay for it. I'm already ready to pay for it. Here, take it. It's yours. Matter of fact, as soon as it's official, I'm going to pay for it early. If you make those two matches the premier matches of that show, you got me. Everything else is just filler. But yeah, I look forward to seeing how they make that work. Hopefully by September, we'll actually have an audience. Personally, if you can, postpone it. Like, push it off until October, if you have to. By September, things should be back to normal, somewhat. And even if it's just a few thousand, it will make a difference. Just a little bit of a difference. Alright, the next match is for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. That, my friends, is Jon Moxley taking on Brodie Lee. Excuse me, Mr. Brodie Lee, who calls himself the self-proclaimed AEW World Championship. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't all that excited for this match. Going into it, I am kicking myself for not getting excited. This was an awesome goddamn match. This was a fight. I don't understand how they didn't get counted out because they literally stayed outside the ring for the majority of the match. They should have been counted out. Which is why I have to question. In my preview, in my prediction video, I asked the question, why is this not a street fight? Because if this was a street fight, it would have been perfect. I would have been excited.
Who do you want? Brain Cage have a match at All Out?
It's a little too early to find that out with. But yeah, Brian Cage will probably cash that in a little early and fail. But I don't know. We'll figure that out when we get to it. Not something I'm really concerned about at the moment. But anyways. Yeah, I was very confused at why this was never a street fight. Or a no-holds-barred match. Why we just made it a singles match. And how no one got counted out. That's one of those things where you go, oof, y'all better be good. You're good wrestlers and we're invested in the match. But I don't get that. But yeah, outside of that, crazy, crazy spots. They used every inch of the arena. They beat the piss out of each other. They no-sold. They sold. It was a fight. Everything you could want. And guess what? We had blood. Yeah, we got blood in this match. It came about when Jon Moxley hit the Paradigm Shift, or the double arm DDT, on the ramp and broke the ramp. Broke the ramp ECW style. When Bam Bam Bigelow took on Taz. Yeah. That kind of ramp breaking craziness. It was a big spot too. Broke the ramp and out popped Brodie Lee.
There were some actual fans scattered about.
That was staff. It was either staff or the family of the wrestlers or the staff. It wasn't a crowd. I don't think they're allowing people in the arenas. It was people working for AEW. Maybe there were some fans there. Like, maybe like one or two people who were lucky enough to get in there. But for the most part, it was staff and the family of the staff. So, I mean, I guess you can still call them fans. But no, I don't know if there was an actual, like, someone like me in there. But yeah, Brodie Lee got busted open because of that spot. Him being DDT through the ramp. Crazy spot. And then he came up from the hole. And he proceeds to eat, what was it? 2 paradigm shifts? And kicked out of both of them. And Moxley got so pissed off that he hooked in a rear naked choke and held that thing on forever until Brodie Lee passed out. Yeah, Moxley beat Brodie Lee by KO. I actually like that. I like that he won a match by KO. That was pretty cool. Sometimes you can win matches by pinfall or submission. He won by KO. He knocked him out. Which is a good way to protect Brodie Lee. It really makes Brodie Lee look strong. He never got pinned. He never submitted. He passed out. Looks good to me. It sounds good to me. Now, where do we go from here? I have no idea. But yeah, Brodie Lee, Mr. Brodie Lee, lost to Jon Moxley, who was just too good for him. And I thought the match was amazing. It was really, really amazing. Let me look at this live chat just to be sure everyone's doing all right. Let's check out the live chat real quickly, and then we'll go to the main event. How are y'all doing? Let's give a couple more shout-outs. Daniel R., Ethan Parker, Greg Royball, that's a new one. Gen X 6887, Zackified TV, Ruben Ramoa, Ruben Ramos, close enough. Daniel R. DeVoe. Let's see here. Sam 3, HS. Want to be sure I get people that I haven't said anything to yet. Young Deku, what's up? What's up? Firestar Heart, what's up? Elias Demi, what's up? Ultra Shell 97. My moderators, they in the house. Please show some love to my mods who do everything they can to make sure you are entertained. For your entertainment, for your pleasure, to be sure this is, in fact, a safe space for wrestling fans. All right, so thank you all for being here. I really appreciate you for making me a part of your day and for choosing me to talk about this lovely, lovely thing we call professional wrestling. So with that said, I think it's time. It's Vader! Sorry, wrong show. It's time we talk about the main event, the real main event. And see, this main event was so crazy, I'm going to need to pull up Twitter. Because I took notes on Twitter to help me keep track of what the hell happened. So give me 2 seconds to pull up my tweets. Because this match was so goddamn crazy. It's literally hard to... It might be impossible, but it's extremely hard to remember anything unless I'm looking at some notes. So, alright. The main event of tonight's show was the Stadium Stampede match between the Elite taking on the Inner Circle. Now, the Elite consisted of Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson, Broken Matt Hardy, and Hangman Adam Page. 5 versus 5. The other 5 from the Inner Circle was Chris Jericho. We got Proud and Powerful. That's Santana and Ortiz. I was almost going to say Otis. Ortiz. Jack Swagger, or Jake Hager. And Sammy Guevara, who I'm pretty sure is just... I don't know how much cardio that kid has, but he's been running way too much and way too long these past few weeks. That boy be running. I was screaming, "Run, Sam, run!" So many times these past few weeks. I love it though. All right, so let's get my first tweet. The first tweet says, I love the stadium entrances. So basically, it's a stadium. They are literally in the Jaguar Stadium. It's theirs. They are able to use the stadium for their match because Tony Khan's father owns the Jacksonville Jaguars. So that alone already makes it awesome. They had the Jaguar cheerleaders. They had the mascot. They were able to use the football team locker rooms to come out through. They had the pyro. They had the fireworks. You had Justin Roberts. By the way, Dasha, beautiful woman. She did a good job throughout the night, but Justin Roberts was announcing. Good to have him back. You had, I forgot, who came out in football gear? Was that the Inner Circle? The Inner Circle came out in football gear. Fucking hilarious. And then, of course, the Elite came out in their regular wrestling gear because they're the Elite. Now, when the Elite came out, Adam Page didn't come out with them because he doesn't like them. He's not friends with them. He doesn't trust them because he's Adam Hangman Page or Hangman Adam Page, whatever. So that storyline is still going on. I appreciate that. Oh, but he shows up. Trust me. And the next tweet, literally the next tweet says, "Oh no, not again. Run, Sammy, run. Ha 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 ha. Laughing emoji." This is where Adam Page came out on a horse. And the first person he spots is Sammy Guevara. And I'm like, here we go again. Run, boy! Sammy, that boy said, he was the Flash. That boy went, he turned into a goddamn football player. And that horse chased his ass. It was like Tom and Jerry. It was so hilarious. I was in stitches watching Sammy run. Now, we'll come back to that because it's not the last time he runs. So the match starts. They're brawling now. It's chaos. They're hitting each other with baseball bats, with all kinds of weapons. It's so goddamn good.
And I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh Lord. Well, I've been waiting for this moment for all my life. Oh Lord.
The Boneyard match. I am the best cinematic match of all time. Stadium Stampede match. Hold my beer.
Basically, he pulled that Hangman Adam Page and said, "Hold my goddamn beer." Speaking of beer, Hangman Adam Page ends up chasing... let me get back to the actual screen. Sorry. Hangman Adam Page ends up chasing Sammy Guevara to the locker rooms, and then midway quits and goes to the bar. Hangman just said, "You know what? I'm thirsty. I'm going to go get a beer." Dude, like, he didn't even do much in this match, and he just stole the show. I love Hangman Page. And I know that they're trying to turn him heel, but can you really? Like, the more of an asshole he is, the more charismatic he turns out to be. I actually love him. The way, I love him now than when he was the white bread, no personality having babyface. Sorry. When he fought Chris Jericho at the first pay-per-view in 2018, the All In show, But now, oh yeah. Wait, was it 2018 or was it 2019? When did he fight Chris Jericho? That was 2019, right? My bad. So 2019, because Jericho fought Omega in 2018. Okay, so 2019 was Hangman Adam Page versus Chris Jericho. Yeah, I got it right. 2019. All right, got it. So, yeah, I love him now. What's my next tweet here so I can get back on track? I say, this is so awesome. Everything about this main event is beautiful. Let me just say this really quickly. I wouldn't qualify this as a wrestling match. This was not a wrestling match. It was a pro wrestling match, yes, but I wouldn't grade this on the wrestling match scale. This is not a match that I would show to those old school blueprint wrestling fans, the ones that grew up with the Bruno Sammartinos and the Hulk Hogans and all of them. They're gonna be like, this is not the wrestling I grew up with, and they're gonna hate it. This is the kind of stuff I fell in love with watching Lucha Underground. This chaos, this craziness, I loved because of Lucha Underground. And to see AEW take it and do their own kind of thing with it, so freaking awesome. Moonsault from the top of the goalpost. Yeah, that is exactly what happened. You heard that right. They had one of the Young Bucks, I think it was Nick Jackson? Or was it Matt? One of the Young Bucks took a ladder and climbed the goalposts. And in the middle of the goalposts, did a goddamn moonsault off of it. It was beautiful. It really was. Oh. So, Matt Hardy, you know where I'm going with this. You already know where I'm going. I have to put the phone down. But you know where I'm going with this if you saw it already. Matt Hardy is getting beat up by Proud and Powerful. That's Santana and Ortiz. They bring him over to a pool. And when they throw him in the pool, they take his head and push it under the water. Ivan, my bud, you subscribed at the right time. Because I'm going to love talking about this. We have Proud and Powerful in the pool with Matt. They dump his head under the water. And like the Lake of Reincarnation, he comes out as a different personality. The first time he comes out as Hardy Boy Matt Hardy. Ha! And then they put his head in the water again. And the second time they put his head, we see Matt Fax over the screen. I died laughing. I was in stitches when the Matt Fax, when they appeared on the screen. And it actually said Matt Hardy can hold his breath for 348 seconds. That boy came up, Villaina! And then he started talking into the camera. I was done. I think this is the point where I just said, you know what? I love this. This is a classic. This is one of the greatest things I've seen that's not a wrestling match. I don't give a damn what anyone says. I don't care if Jim Cornette hates it. I don't care if Dave Meltzer comes up here and goes, well, it's not really a wrestling match. And according to my calculations, shut the hell up. Take your calculations, shine them up real nice, turn them some bitch sideways. Y'all can finish the rest. Hey, stick it straight up. No, I'm joking. But for real, like, this was fun. I never laughed so hard at something like this. But that was so good. And then they put his head under the water again, and then he came out as, I think it was Broken Matt Hardy. I forgot, maybe I missed one, but I think that was all of them. Yeah, he had his moment. And then freaking, was it Ortiz? Yeah, he wrapped Ortiz, he literally duct taped him to a chair. Duct tape? Are you serious? Duct tape? Where's Batista when you need him? And then he locked Santana in one of those ice boxes, the little refrigerators, the mini refrigerators, the ice box. You know what the hell I'm talking about. Yeah. I say it right. God damn it, shut up. So, I'm already in love with this match. But then, we ain't done yet. Matt Jackson is with Sammy Guevara. They're wrestling on the end zone of the, I believe it's the Inner Circle side. Or was it the Elite side? Someone's end zone. Matt Jackson proceeds to hit northern suplexes from one end zone and then proceed to go down the field. and he's Northern suplexing Sammy, and he's still doing it. And then they cut away, and then we come back to him Northern suplexing Sammy, and now they're at the 50-yard line, now they're at the 60-yard line, now they're at the 70-yard line, now they're at the 80, they're in the end zone, and then he hits a touchdown. And as soon as he got that, touchdown! And then he does the Alyx Wright dance. Does the Alyx Wright dance. And then referee Rick Knox, good God. Wrong guy. Rick Knox gave him a penalty for doing an Alyx Wright dance. And then Matt Jackson said, you know what, screw you, and gave him a super kick. Oh my goodness. Like, it's just so goddamn fun. Oh, Lord. So, at this point in the match, Chris Jericho tried to pin Nick Jackson. And Aubrey Edwards, who's the referee of the match, counts 1, 2, and then Chris Jericho's like, that's a 3! I'm challenging the play! He threw a red flag, and then they actually went into the booth, and they saw the replay together, and I'm just like, okay. Alright, yeah, that one right there, I'm not gonna say it hurt the match, but I'm like, okay, that's a bit silly, but it's okay. Like, it's good. Like, it was still funny. It still fit the match, but that was that one point where I went, alright, okay. Alright, we get it. Dude, it's a two count. Let it go. Oh, Lord. And then, just when you thought Sammy Guevara was done, after getting hit with all those northern suplexes, he starts crawling across the field and gets hit with a sprinkler, which wakes him up. And he's all like, I survived. I'm alive. But then he turns around. He hears a car honk. Beep, beep. And then just like, 2 weeks ago? Matt Hardy and Kenny Omega are in a golf cart. Or some kind of a cart. And then you see Kenny, brother! And just like Wednesday, run, Sammy, run! That boy starts hightailing it. He starts going and going and going. Oh God, please don't hurt me. But he eventually gets out of the way. Now, before we get to the ending there, we go back to the bar where Hangman Page is drinking a beer. And in this bar, he is met by Jake Hager. And he pours him a drink. Are you going to drink or are you going to fight me? They drink for a little bit. And then Hangman Page says, alright, screw it. And then they start fighting. And then Omega comes in. And then they start doing some crazy things like, I don't know, getting beer bottles and bashing it over Jake Hager's head, like 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. They broke like at least 6 bottles over Jake Hager's head. It was a lot. He took a lot of fucking bottles to the head. Like he's used to it. And then they did this really awesome double team where Omega hits the B trigger, and then Omega bends over, like Hardy Boy style, and then Hangman hits the buckshot lariat off of Omega's back. It was awesome. And then they have a toast with Omega drinking milk and Hangman drinking beer. Because that's just how we do it. Omega is this year racist Kurt Angle. I'm gonna drink a big glass of milk. And then maybe I'll have free... Wait, I gotta say it right. I'm gonna drink a big glass of milk. And then maybe I'll take free Viagra. I can't speak English right now. God damn it. Anyways, so the ending was Kenny Omega and Sammy Guevara. Is it Guevara or Guevara? Guevara. They're in the seats. And at the edge of the seats is this big drop below. It's just wood below it, but it's a really big drop. Omega has Sammy Guevara on his shoulders for the one-winged angel. He walks to the edge of this big drop, falls off, and it feels like he fell forever. He falls all the way down and goes crashing through wood. It looked sick. It was the sickest one-winged angel spot I've seen so far. It was freaking awesome. It looked amazing. And of course, that won in the match. Omega ends up pinning Sammy 1, 2, 3. And the Elite win the Stampede match, the Stadium Stampede match. I'm telling you, you need to go see this match. That is my last plug. If I can't convince you now to go see it, it's just not for you. I kind of feel bad for anyone who does not see this match. You need to see this match. I'm serious. You need to see this match for any wrestling fan out there that loves wrestling. Even if you're not a fan of AEW, you gotta watch this. You gotta watch this, man. Easily one of the best cinematic matches, non-wrestling matches I've seen. I give it an A+. I'm giving it an A+, because during this time period where everything is just so goddamn dark, people are dying, committing suicide, we can't really be certain that things are going to go back to normal. People are losing their jobs. Everything is just going straight to hell. Life sucks. During a time where we need something to forget about that, this was exactly the kind of thing we needed. This will go down as one of those matches that help people get through a pandemic. This was easily one of the best cinematic / non-wrestling matches I've seen, period. A+. It's getting a classic rating for me. I don't care what you guys say. The best thing I've seen in terms of these non-crowd arena shows, empty arena shows, it's the best thing I've seen so far. And it was worth the $50 alone. It was worth the $50 alone. And I'm so happy I saw it. Just so goddamn ridiculous, so chaotic, so insane, absolutely nuts. And I loved it. So, I enjoyed myself.
The match was so stupid and dumb and I loved it.
Nothing else to really say about that. So, yeah, guys, that's going to conclude my thoughts, I believe. That's everything. I think I talked about all of it. Yeah, that's it. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a good, let's go 10 minutes. 10 minutes, sure. 10 minutes, and we're going to let the live chat take over here. So if you're here in the live chat, super chat donations, if you will. But you now have the floor. What do you have to say about AEW Double or Nothing? What were your favorite moments? What were your favorite spots, most funniest moments of that main event? What made you die laughing the most when it came to that Stampede, the Stadium Stampede match? Just talk about whatever made you happy. Let me read some of these comments really quickly. Let's see here. Thank you guys for handling the troll there. I see we had a troll in the live chat. Sam3, Ortiz, I can't swim, and the pool was only 3 feet. Man, Shaquille says them taping Ortiz in a wheelchair killed him. That was super ridiculous. Young Deku was giving it an S. Oh, he said an S. Okay. Breaking the scale here, sir. Let's see here. Okay, well, a lot of this is about the troll, so might have to skip this. Let's see here. Okay, I think we're caught up here. So let's go ahead and take a look at what's here on the screen. Jay the Awesome, so many creative minds coming together. Jordan Williams, AEW kicked major ass tonight. 9 out of 10 for me.
Judas effect to the mascot LMAO.
Oh, right. That was awesome. And then Hangman Page went over him with a goddamn, one of those line makers. I don't even know anymore. Like, it was crazy. Christopher Carter gave it an A+. Oh, wow. The Atomic Bomber says, of course, Double or Nothing was great. I appreciate the creative matches lately. We had the Firefly Funhouse, Ciampa versus Gargano, Money in the Bank, the Boneyard match, Edge and Orton, the Sex Gods versus Omega and Hardy, and now the Stadium Stampede. For real, for real. Spinosaurus, Double or Nothing was a great show. It's up there with Wrestle Kingdom 14 for Show of the Year. Wow. Might be. Gemini says, outside of the main event, the whole pay-per-view was average at best, 6 out of 10. Liked Moxley versus Lee, but wasn't in love with the match as a whole. Shida winning was a neat surprise. Alright, well, I'm glad you enjoyed yourself. Firestar Heart, AEW Double or Nothing 2020 is the elite of the pandemic shows. That gets this show an S+ for me. We're breaking the scale. The Beat Jr. gave it an A+. Jay Awesome gave it an S. Alright, so y'all really liked it as much as I did. Nice. Oh yeah, Mr. Krabs gave it an A. Alright. Let's see here. Jordan Williams, this is what happens when you combine a son of a plumber's intellect, the elite's ambition, with broken brilliance. Brilliance. Can't agree more. BW Rosa, the Stampede match got mixed reactions, especially the pull spot with what happened earlier this week. And Semi went a flying ride at the end. Oh, okay. Not sure what you're trying to say there. Holy Moly gave it a B+. That's what I gave it. Ultra Shao gave it an A+. Uh-oh, so one of the best shows he's ever seen. See here. Martin Braun said match of the night was Jungle Boy versus MJF, which was the old school match. Hey, not for everybody. The Stampede match is not for everybody. Zachary Haynes says Statlander versus Ford was the biggest detractor for me. Show gets an A, though. Alright, I mean, it couldn't have been that bad if you're giving it an A. Firestar Heart says, would you like to know the match times? Sure, what were the match times? Go ahead and hit me with them. Matter of fact, Firestar Heart, if you want to, you can give me match times in every single podcast going forward. That can be your job. Joseph Winters can have All Out today and not Backlash. He wants All Out. Can we skip Backlash? I'm skipping Backlash, so that's what I'm going to say about that. Well, when is Firefest? Firefest, I don't think is happening this year. I don't think we're having a pay-per-view until September, and it should be that way because we really should wait to have a crowd to have another pay-per-view. Oh wow, A+, A. People are giving the main event some really good grades. Y'all must have really enjoyed the show. Did I hear Kurt Angle is on NXT next week? I did. Can't wait for that. That's gonna be fun. Kurt Luttrell, the only problems were the botches. When they were on, they were on. When they were off, it was bad. But overall show was the best thing in years. Yeah. Disliked Statlander. In my opinion, she's incredibly sloppy. That's what I'm saying. Like, Penelope and Statlander, they don't lay in their shots. They're trying so hard not to hurt the other person. It comes across, I won't say fake, but not as good. You know, just lay in your spots. Be tough. Jordan Williams. From the 559, they call him Cage. Cage. I see I super chat. I'm gonna let that play in a second. Firestar Heart. Oh.
We will watch Backlash, so you won't eat Alyx.
What I could do is I can do a podcast and let you guys talk about it and I react to it. How about that? Would you guys be open to if I do the fans review Backlash 2020 and literally hear me out here. Matter of fact, I'm serious about this. I'm actually thinking about this for a minute. What if for Backlash 2020, instead of me watching it, I do a podcast where it says the fans review Backlash 2020. I have a phone, or I have super chats and phones, and I do this thing where you guys get to call in. Seriously, you guys get to call in, and I let you express yourselves on the pay-per-view, and you tell me, okay, hey, fans podcast, how you guys feel about that? And you guys get to talk about what you like, what you didn't like, blah, 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 blah. Would you guys be okay with that? Just leave it pure donations. Review the show. Something to really spice things up. Shows that I don't watch, I let the fans watch. Something to think about.
Also, Chris Jericho challenging the pinfall.
Again, that was really silly for me. Funny. But it was alright. Really, dude, it's a 2 count. You know what I mean? You're going a little too far. Just a little too far with that. Let's see here. I want to get Firestar Heart's times real quick. So Firestar Heart gave me the times for each match. Let you guys have a lot of fun in the live chat here. So for match 1 to the main event, the first match was 15 and 10 minutes. I guess that was was that the pre-show match? So the pre-show match was 15 and 10 minutes. The ladder match was 28 minutes. All right. MJF versus Jungle Boy was 17 minutes. And I think Cody versus Lance was 22 minutes. The women's match was 5 minutes. The Dustin versus Shawn Spears match was 3 minutes. Then we got Nyla Rose versus Hikaru Shida. That was 16 minutes. Moxley versus Brodie Lee was only 15? It didn't feel like 15. I felt like 20. The main event was 34. That flew. The main event did not feel like 34 minutes. That flew by really fast. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Firestar Heart. The best cinematic style matches this year. Stadium Stampede, Boneyard match, Money in the Bank, Gargano versus Ciampa, Firefly Funhouse. What other matches will join this year? I don't know. I think this is the best one. They outdid WWE in terms of cinematic matches. Let's see here. Ethan Parker gave it a 10 out of 10. Wow. You can't call me yet. Tino YT says, "Can we call you?" Not yet, because I have to set up a phone that can be used for you guys to call in. And I don't know how I'm going to be able to do that yet. It's going to be kind of hard, but we'll make it work. I got to figure out a way to make that work. I got to do some research, but it'd be kind of cool. Can you imagine the Bruiser Man versus the Bastard, Lemon X versus Pac in AEW? Who's the Bruiser Man and the Bastard X? Lemon X. I have no idea who they are. Sorry. The Atomic Bomber. I want to see Orange Cassidy in a cinematic match by the end of the year. Martin Braun. When Corona is over, are we still going to see the cinematic matches? We might still have to do them here and there. Just a little bit, but I don't know. We probably won't need to do it no more. Firestar, he's not talking to me. He's talking to Martin Braun. Why do people hate Edge and Orton? I thought it was a great match. You mean the one at WrestleMania? I thought it was a great match too. If you're talking about the one at Backlash, there's a reason why people are falling out of love with that match when they're calling it the greatest wrestling match ever. Ultra Shadow 97. Imagine AEW doing their own WrestleMania event in the Jaguar Stadium. That would be awesome. They could probably pack that out too. They would most likely pack the hell out of that stadium. Firestar Heart. If this were under the normal circumstances, this might have been just as great, but perhaps only triggering a normal high grade. There was something about it being during this time that upped the show. So you feel like the show was better because there was no audience? Probably. Crusader Gamer says it was definitely worth the $50. It definitely was. How do I feel about the Sting teases? Oh yeah, because they were teasing Sting throughout the night. Cody did the Stinger Splash. Penelope Ford did the Scorpion Death Drop. It was just teases. He's not coming to AEW. Elias Demi, the one at Backlash is a WWE troll job. I'm like, okay, they can troll's job. They can troll me all they want. I'm not giving this the light of day. No, I'm not watching no goddamn Backlash. I can go straight to hell. All right, last one. Giovanni Garcia, happy to see Brian Cage in AEW. He's one of my favorites, and he can do a lot of crazy stuff for a big man his size. I agree. Wholeheartedly. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. So, in the comments down below, what was your favorite moment of the Stadium Stampede match? Leave it in the comments. If you haven't seen it, please go and see it. That's what I want to know. What was your favorite moment? If you're watching live, post your favorite moment in the comments, and I will show you some love. The best one gets pinned. But thank you all for joining me for this live broadcast. I hope you guys have a great Saturday night. Stay safe, wash your hands, take care of yourselves, and show some love to AEW. Be sure you thank the wrestlers, thank the production crew, thank everyone involved for giving us a great show during this time, because it was dark this week, man. I gotta do it one last time. I gotta show some love to Hana Kimura, and Shad Gaspar, who recently passed away. Just 2 lives gone too soon, especially Hana. Hana, that's just depressing. But, you know, I feel like what they did tonight was a great way to pay tribute, to pay homage to those two people who passed away. And hopefully they can rest in peace, knowing that people will always remember who they are. So, thank you guys for what you've done. I hope you guys are having a great day. I'll catch you guys next time. This is Alyx. Just Alyx signing off right here in Alyx's World. I love you all. You guys take care. Peace.